Hello everyone, I'm Zishan Shah and welcome to Z Interactive YouTube channel, your own training institute. So today we will start with our lesson number 17 and we'll see how we can render once we are finished with our model. So we are done with this locker here and let's do some rendering here. But before starting rendering, I just want to undock this window, okay, and move it back here and make it a little smaller so we can see some these options here. The reason I undocked it so we can have a bigger view. So now as you can see in the renderer, we are in OpenGL mode. Now in the OpenGL mode, if you will go to default in the materials and go to the edit, you will notice that our tessellation factor is 16 and our scale is 20. So I think 20 is a little higher, so I will reduce it to 10. So 10 will be better. So that's how we will get this option, like this object here with the 10 scale, with the scale of 10. Okay. Now, OpenGL is good for preview, but it's not realistic. It's not photorealistic. So to do a photorealistic rendering, we will change the renderer mode from OpenGL to iRay. Okay. So before moving there, just notice that in our height information for the OpenGL, our scale is 10, tessellation factor is 16, a scalar zero value is 0.5. So basically, scalar zero value helps you to adjust your mid like gray value here, which is your like mid color value, which is the grayscale value. So to adjust that, like suppose you can, if it is too high, you can decrease it or you can increase it, and this is how you will get the result out of it. Okay, so I will keep it 0.5, which is the default value, and then I'll go here in the renderer and I will change it to iRay. As soon I will change it to iRay, you will notice that it looks kind of a little different. Result looks a little bit like photorealistic right now and better than before. But what happened to my object, to my mesh? Just see here. Suddenly I'm getting this weird, awkward sort of low polygon like surface here, okay, which doesn't look right. So that means our tessellation has been reduced. So if I will go back to my material option, then go to default and edit. So I will have scale, which is 10, and I have the scalar value, which is 0.5, but I don't have the tessellation anymore. Now, issue is that when you use a renderer as like iRay renderer, you don't have the tessellation anymore because iRay uses its own format, which is basically you will find in the scene. So you have to go to the scene and you will go to the edit. Soon you will go to edit, you will see that there are different methods of rendering the subdivision level for the iRay. Right now, there is no method selected, and we have two methods here. The first one is the parametric, then we have the length. So this is for the length, and this is for the parametric. So I will choose parametric here. So it works like a, you can say tessellation. So right now the value is 1. So if I will change it to higher value, like suppose 5, so it will increase my tessellation, and whatever I have here as a low polygon, it will be increased, and I have a higher the tessellation. It's calculating right now, and now you can see as soon I have changed it to 5, I don't have those issues anymore here. Everything looks fine, like a higher tessellation factor, and you can see that the result is more realistic than what we have in the OpenGL. Now, to better render, to make it look more realistic or more attractive, what we can do here is that we can go to our environment here first of all and edit, and we have environment setup here. So I can turn on my environment or keep it off. Let's turn it on for a while. Okay, and you will see we have this sort of a background here. Now what I will do here is I don't have a ground, it is in the air. Okay. If you want to create a ground, so you have to turn on the ground, so it will create more realistic like an output here, more realistic render here. So ground you will find in the dome ground option. Ground at the moment here, if you will notice, the dome ground option is false. So there is no ground. So if I will turn on change this false to true, I will have a ground here. But still you will notice that it's in the air. So I have to create a physical ground. I have to bring a physical ground over here. To bring a physical ground, I have to change the dome type. My dome type on the top here is infinite sphere. So I have ground. So if I click on the ground, I will have a ground here. So you can see I have a ground, but the background looks a little bit awkward because everything is now, flattened on the ground itself. So I have a sphere, but sphere is without the ground. And then I have your like sphere with the ground. So I will choose sphere with the ground, and it will change my background here as well. Now it looks much better than before. Looks much more realistic than what I had it before. Now, as you know, the shortcut to rotate your uh, environment is Control Shift on your keyboard, and with the right mouse button you can rotate it. So let's try that. Control Shift, right mouse button, button, and then I'll try to rotate. And let's see if I have some good sort of a result here. Okay, so something like this. Okay, it's kind of like what we had before, but a little bit changed. Okay, now what I can do here is that I'll go down and see what else we have. We have glossiness and we have shadow intensity, we have texture scale. So all these options here. If you want more glossiness, you can increase it, but everything else I will keep it as it is. This is for the ground actually. So ground, I will keep it as it is. It looks fine. So I'm done with my environment. If you want more light, so you can change it right now. Its exposure level is 0, which is 100%. If I change it to 0.5, so you can see now the light is more stronger. Okay, I'll keep it something like 0.1, not that much. Okay, now we are done with the lights, and I will jump to material. Let's see, in the material edit, everything here looks fine. I don't want to change anything here. You can see I have a specular level here. If you want to change the specular level, you can change the specular level. You can do that, but I'll keep it as it is. I'm not going to change anything here. So I'll keep my material as it is. Then I'll go to the light edit. I can add some extra light. Okay, just like what we have studied in our first chapters. But I don't want any extra light. I'm taking all the lights from the background. That's what I want actually. I'm good with it. Camera edit selected. Okay, and let's do some changes in the camera. Now in the camera, I have focal length. I'll keep this focal length 35 as it is. And automatic clip planes, I can keep it true, because sometimes what happens if your material is like too large, so what will happen is that it will clip your camera, and to avoid that, like those kind of things, you can turn it on automatic. So it will designer will do it its own like settings here. A projection perspective, I will keep it. There's orthographic, but orthographic is more like organic, just like this. It's more flat. Okay, it will not look that realistic. I will keep it perspective. Okay, now use window resolution. So this resolution is basically of the window, like the window of my render. But if I don't want this resolution, I want my own resolution, so I can turn it off. Okay, I can make it false, and I can use my own like calculations here, my own size. Because I want 2K, so I can I can increase the size of this, like 3,000 something, 4,000 or 5, whatever you want, you can do that. But at this stage, I will keep it as it is. Focal distance, the focus distance is basically your depth of field. So suppose if I will increase my aperture diameter here, You can see everything is blurred out, but I want my focus on this front part. So it's a little hard to adjust these things. So what you can do is that you can press Control on your keyboard and click on the part that you want to focus on. Like suppose here. So I will press Control on my keyboard and click this part. Okay, with my left mouse button. And you can see everything is out of focus here except for this part. Okay. So aperture size you can also increase if you want more harsh result. Otherwise, you can keep it as it is. Now you can do one more thing. You can turn on the post effects. This is very interesting. So if I turn it on, I will get all these sort of fancy effects here. So you can increase or decrease the quality of it. Okay. And then you can increase or decrease the luminance. Much brighter, less brighter. So it's totally up to you how you want it. Threshold, you can increase or decrease. So, and ramp factor, like it's like gradient factor ramp, it will give it to it like stronger, then it goes faded, something like that. Now you can change the type, like the shape of your filters here. You have bloom, this it will only like hit the highlights. Okay, you have lens flare, like a normal lens flare. You have standard, then you have cheap lens. So you can change to anyone whatever you want. You have snow cross, so many things here. So you can check one by one whatever or like whatever they are. Let's keep cheap lens right now. Okay. Then you have custom shape. You can add your custom shape over here, and you can change this luminosity here, bloom luminosity. Then you have ghost luminosity here. So all these are like if you're adding your own stuff here. Okay. Let's go down to the lens distortion. So lens distortion right now is false. You can turn it on to have a fisheye effect, something like this, you know, but I will turn it off. If you want, you can do these kind of effects here. Okay, field of view, something like this, round edges, edge smoothness, so many things you can do with this, but I will turn it off here. Vignette. Okay, so like the sides here, I can increase the strength of the vignette. It will become darker, the corners. Field of view, like dependence, I can turn like it can reduce and increase it, because whatever field of view we have it on the top here, it will calculate through it. Okay, so like this. Then you have light shaft, so you can increase or decrease the light shaft here if you have any extra light here. Okay, diffraction ring, if you have a light rings around, you can change those things. Then you can reduce the saturation, increase the saturation, totally up to you. Contrast, you have to a little bit like, because it's too harsh, you have to be very careful with it. Little tiny bit you will change, it will change a lot. Okay, and brightness, I can go change it, and you know, you can do your own settings, but what I will do is that I will just reset it and I will keep it as it is what I have. Tone mapping, I can use exposure, okay, for the tone of the image, not of the environment, but of the image itself. Gamma, I can change image gamma, not the like the camera gamma, but like the image gamma itself. Now I'm done with my camera environment. Also, I'm done, and that's it. I got my result, what I was looking for basically. So now you can zoom in or zoom out, move around, whatever you want, however you want the result. Okay. And one more thing is that if you'll go to the renderer and then go to the edit option here. Now here in the edit, you have minimum samples, you have maximum samples. Maximum samples is right now set up to 500. So once the iteration is reached to 500, so the rendering will stop. And then we have maximum time seconds, which is 60 seconds. So whatever the Substance Designer reaches first, like suppose it finishes 500 sample first, it will stop the rendering, or it will reach to 60 seconds first, it will stop rendering. So whatever it reaches first. If you want a very high quality result, right now I think this is enough. This is more than enough. What you can do is that you can increase this. Like suppose instead of 5,000, maybe you can make it 1,000. Time instead of 60 seconds, you can make it 600 seconds. That means 10 minutes. So if you want a really high quality result, but for this image, I think that's enough, and I don't want to change it here, change it a lot. Okay. And then if you want to add a post like denoiser, if you want, if there is a lot of noise going on here, so you can turn it on, and you can use some value here so that it will denoise by itself. Now Firefly filter enabled, it actually if I turn it off or on, you will not see a lot of changes here, but been said by many of the artists, like if you will turn it on, it will give you better result. Now caustic sampler enabled, if you have any glass effects or any metallic and you want that to be like affect the ground or like more of the other thing, you can turn it on. Okay, like suppose we have some metal going on around here, so that metal shine and those kind of metal shadow we can have on the ground. So for that purpose you can turn it on, but as these things you will turn it on, it will take more time to render. So I'll pause for a while until it reaches 500, and I'll come back then. Now you can see my rendering is finished because I have reached to my limit, which is the 60 seconds. So the 60 seconds is finished, and the maximum iteration that were finished was 117. But if you want the whole 500 value to be rendered, so you can increase your time. Instead of 1 minute, maybe you can change it to 5 minutes, or maybe to like 10 minutes or something like that. So once it will reach 500, it will render your whole image with the 500 samples. But I think that is enough for this kind of like a result. Now if you want to save this render, so you can go to camera option here and then save render. So I can go to the save render option here, and then I can save it here. If I will save it PNG, so there will be no background. But if you want it to be if you want it to be without the background or with the alpha value as a background, no background, so save it as PNG. Otherwise, if you want the background, so you can use JPEG. So I can go here, I will choose JPEG, and I can change it to like after JPEG, I can rename it to whatever I want, like blocker dash sample, and it got saved. So let's bring the image back here. So this is the image which is saved. If I maximize it, this is the maximum size of it. So if I zoom it in, zoom it out, it's pretty good image we have now. So this is how you can render through the Substance Designer directly using the iRay photorealistic result. And then later on you can use this image anywhere you want. You can change this. Okay, you can rotate it. If you don't like that side, you can change that side. After this, you can take this into Photoshop. You can do your own like post effects over here. I one more thing I will do, I will go to the camera, edit, and then I will reduce this quality of this one and also increase the threshold, because I don't want this lens effect to be there as more stronger. So maybe I will keep it as it is. Quality I can increase it, but this one I will decrease it. Like sorry, both of them I will increase it. And RAM factor, something like this. Okay, so this is how you can get the result out of it. So it actually calculates the light by itself and apply it. And then if you want, you can go back to your your Photoshop, do some post effect on it. You can go to in the environment, edit, and you can turn off this background here. Okay, so you can have image without the background, but still your ground will be there. So the ground here, you can turn on the like reflection here. So we have here like reflectivity in the ground, just like black means no reflectivity. So what I can do, I can increase its value a little bit, and you can see I have reflection on the ground as well now. So I'm getting some reflection on the ground, I think this is too high, so 0.05. I will change it so I can have a little bit of the reflection here, not that much, or even more or less, 0.01. Yeah. Okay. So it depends, like how you want it. If you want the ground to be more glossy, so maybe you can make it, you can increase it, the glossiness to 1, something like that, so you can see more glossy. I think I have increased it a lot, so maybe 0.8. Okay, so something like that. So it's totally up to you how much you want it to be. Shadow, you want more harsher shadow. Right now it is already 1, so if I will type it 5 over here, so I think 1 is maximum. I can increase it more, so that's what I can keep it here. Okay, then you can save this one as well if you want, and then, you know, without the background, with the background, PNG or JPEG, or work in the like Photoshop to adjust this. One more thing I can do here is, if I will go to my material and default and edit, I can increase my scale here, maybe 20 if I will change it. So on real-time basis, it will be changed. Okay, so that's one good thing about it. But I think 20 is too much. You can see the vent is just extremely, it's like very aggressively like extruding outwards. So maybe 15. So I think that's good. Now, one good thing here is that, let's put it back, or just keep it here. If I will go back to my openGL, okay, as soon as I will go there, it will keep some of the settings there. Okay, like it have the like background here, it have that lens flare going around, and it have so many other things that I can still have while working on the openGL. So that's the good thing that you have here. Okay, so I hope you have learned something around or like with it, so, or like in this lesson. And if you want to dock it back, just click this dock window option here. It will dock back there. And if you want to reset these, you can go back to your settings in the camera, turn off these post effects and whatever you want to do, like turn it on or turn it off. So thanks a lot everyone for joining this lesson, and I'm really thankful to you all for supporting me, and I hope to receive your support continuously. I have just noticed that many of you are watching my videos. Thanks a lot for that. But some of you, like many of you, are watching it, but you have not subscribed to my channel. So you are missing a lot, because I'm not like a person who uploads things after weeks, after days. I continuously upload a lot of stuff. So if you want to learn from my channel, you will be getting a lot of views, a lot of options, a lot of tutorials. So just subscribe to my channel and also click on the bell icon so you can receive all the notifications about the great new contents I will be uploading soon. If you have liked my video, so please hit the like button, and if you have any queries or questions, then leave them in the comment section below and I will answer them as soon as possible. And one request I have, and that is, I have noticed that some of the viewers do not watch my videos online and instead they download them. So please, if anyone is doing that and you find someone doing that, then please stop them, because this will never help me to get my hard work paid off, and it will demotivate me. So I don't want to stop making tutorials for you all. Therefore, help me to get new subscribers. I will take off now, and take care guys till we meet in the next class. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning on Z Interactive, your own training institute.
There is one important announcement I would like to make. I have started 3 great membership plans on my channel. I have introduced ZI Friends membership plan, which will give you exciting perks like loyalty badges and priority on comments. I have also introduced ZI Early Bird plan, which will give access to Z Interactive tutorials way early before they become public. So you will get all these lessons at once and you can binge watch. Last but not the least, I have introduced ZI Premium plan, which will give access to advanced professional tutorials, which you will find at very expensive outside, and I will be giving this at a very low amount of price. So visit my channel now and click on the join membership to get more information. I hope you become one of my members. If you want to learn how to create a highly detailed prop procedurally using Substance Designer, so this premium tutorial series is for you. Join my premium membership plan on YouTube and get access to all premium tutorials. In this tutorial series, I will demonstrate how to use Substance Designer along with simple geometry to create a realistic, smashed up retro television.